copyright is an act to basically protect literary work, work of art, sound recordings, and various other rights which we create in terms of art. Now, copyright has given us a platform in terms of protection all those different sorts of creative ideas. And piracy is an issue wherein law fails to do certain things which they should. So, i.e., statute provides us with the platform. Then there is a mechanism of judiciary which kind of interprets the statute, and there is a mechanism of police which helps us to reduce crime, and piracy is a crime.
मेजर पांडे, पिताजी का नाम राजन, मेजर राजन पांडे, उम्र, रहने के लिए पुणे में किधर रहता है? शास्त्री नगर में किधर? अरे कोथरूड में ही शास्त्री नगर आता है, लेकिन शास्त्री नगर में किधर?
Copyright is an exclusive right given to an author, composer, or an artist. The copyright law in India protects not only these traditional creators of human intellect, but also major industries such as publishing industry, the entertainment industry, the software industry is very much dependent on the copyright protection in India. With respect to piracy, law gives exclusive rights to authors and these creators. Now, when these exclusive rights are being violated, that is, they are being infringed, some other person deals with any of these rights of the authors or the creators without the authorization from the author or creator, violates their rights, does anything with respect to their creations without any authority, then it's termed as piracy.
I think piracy and copyright infringement are seen both as a boon and a bane. As a media student, I think to an extent it is a boon, but I'm sure I wouldn't be thinking that in the next 3 years. I just think that if a media student needs resources, piracy and or copyright infringement is something that they would indulge in. It's not like we have all the money in the world on a student budget to be able to afford the kind of resources we do need to get an education. However, on the other side of the coin, being either a producer or a writer, I'm sure having your work handed out for pennies or for free is not a very nice thing to experience.
राम गणेश, पिताजी का नाम? हाँ?
राम गणेश
गजाधर। नाम बोलो। अजीत। मोहम्मद राज।
Piracy in CDs, piracy in books, piracy in and softwares, piracy in Reebok shoes. Under this Copyright Act and Trademark Act, you can take the action regarding the pirated products. If anybody is doing pirated things, selling pirated things, so action can be taken under Section 63. Under this section, minimum punishment is for 6 months imprisonment and 50,000 rupees fines. And for second offence, it is a 2 lakh rupees fine and 3 years imprisonment.
Da Vinci Code, people are selling it for 70 rupees, 80 rupees. And I am sure that is not the cost of the book, but how one is selling it. Purchase one copy, do the Xeroxing, copy it electronically, and bind it and sell it in the market. So now the books are there in the market, but much less price one is going to pay. Now this is a big allurement for a person. Maybe he is not having much money. Maybe he doesn't have time to go to the library. and it's easily available on the street. As and when he gets time, he can go through that, and that becomes his own personal property. As and when he feels like reading it, referring it, gifting it, whatever he wants to do with the book. But that is not the genuine thing to do. So there is a copyright, and infringement of copyright is dealt in law, but where is the effective machinery?
Basically we fail in our this thing system only, society system, because whoever is buying the pirated things, he is culpable for these offense also. He should think that we should pay the taxes, we should get the original things, we should not buy the pirated things because we are getting it cheap. Second thing is that regarding the awareness in police department also, it is not much that police people knows these rules and regulations regarding these new acts. And second thing is that manufacturing companies, they don't have that much representative who can go in gully and they can find these things and get the information, and they can come us for the complaints.
In India, the Britishers enacted the first copyright law, and that was in the year of 1914. It was the Copyright Act 1914, which provided initial protection to literary works and artistic works. However, today the present law is the Copyright Act of 1957, which is amended till 1999, and there are various other amendments also proposed. There's a bill that is 2010 Copyright Amendment Bill, which is pending with the Parliament.
The copyright laws that I am aware of include something to the extent of plagiarism. I do know a few numbers, but I don't think that I know them to the extent that I should, considering that I will be in the field at some point.
Piracy would amount to a massification of the entire process. What you and I do is a copyright infringement at our individual level, but what we do as a mass might be known as piracy. But the problem here entirely is that since whatever laws are there, they are there on paper, it is actually not policed enough, and that is why we have a whole culture of piracy breeding amongst us.
Who is the copyright owner is the basic question. If you take a song, then copyright should belong to the lyricist. However, contractual issues, i.e. when a content provider, that is the author, he enters into a contract with a sound recording company or a movie production house, then it is more than likely that he signs away his rights. So the new bill introduces an idea which says that the content provider would, or the content maker or the originator would not be able to do away with his economic right, in short. So no matter whom he enters with the contract, no matter how powerful that contractual party is, the author, no matter how small he is, would not be able to do away with, or not be able to sign out his rights.
In India, with reference to cinematographic films, we have this R.G. Anand versus Deluxe Films case. It was a path-breaking case. The facts of the case were that there was a original work in drama, and it had a copyright. However, a cinematographic film was made out of the drama, and the theme was almost the same in the cinematographic film. The author of the drama work sued the cinematographic film producer for having copied the theme. However, it was a path-breaking case because there were various tests laid down in that case, such as the lay observer test, which said that and various other guidelines were laid down in that case, which said that in case of themes, in case of plots, in case of historical facts, there cannot be any copyright, and thus there cannot be any copyright infringement, since there is no copyright protection to ideas as such. What is protected is the expression. further, what was held in that case was that if the work in question, it comes so close to the other work, which is the copied work, it comes so close, it resembles so much that to an audience, if it feels that yes, one is the copy of the other, then you could say that it's a copyright infringement. Otherwise, there is no copyright as such in theme, and where sources may be the same, the idea may be the same, but when independent work is being put into it, where a lot of other labor skill is involved in a particular kind of work, then that itself is an independent work worthy of copyright protection. And that was what was held in R.G. Anand versus Deluxe Films.
Take the case of video piracy. What happens? I make a film. I put money into that. Film is being released. Now by the time film is released, the pirated copy of the film is available anywhere and everywhere. So why should one pay the money to go to a theatre? Who is suffering? The guy who has made it. Government is suffering, the producer is suffering, and the proper understanding of cinema is taking a back seat. Lagaro Munna Bhai. Film is talked about, people are watching it, it is supposed to be successful. But immediately the pirated copy is available in the market. I know this particular instance because Mr. Rajkumar Hirani is my friend and my classmate over here. He was telling me that in the third or fourth week, the guy who plays the role of Gandhi in the film, he was traveling from Pune to Bombay. And he was watching that pirated copy of Lagaro Munna Bhai in this Volvo. And what he did, he immediately called Rajkumar Hirani, saying that your film is being released. I am sure there is no DVD release up till now. He tells him the number of the bus by which the bus he was traveling in, and by the time they reached Dadar or somewhere, then the anti-piracy gang was there. They were taken, the pirated copy was seized, and all those processes were there. But from third day onward, the same film was again shown. So where is the mechanism, effective mechanism? And people have to be told about that. Piracy is not the right thing.
I think that producers should be a little proud of the fact that a lot of people are downloading their movies or work on free sites just because it talks about the kind of popularity your product has. Agreed, it's not really fitting that your product is being downloaded for free, but it does stand testament to the fact that whatever you've made is getting the kind of viewership that it should, even if it was supposed to be only bought. It's got more to do with the fact that free downloads are much easier available than actually going and buying a CD, and definitely I would prefer to have something free rather than pay something for it. It's an obvious decision.
Manufacturing houses, they should produce their things in the mass, and they should keep the minimum price. That price should be equivalent to this pirated things price. Like a film producer, he should take that maximum precaution. Now technology is there, you can make the use of the technology, make your thing that it should not be pirated. That use you can make.
Ironically, in a society like ours, we keep looking at a vicious cycle. So whether it's pirates or some slum dwellers who come and reside in a city, so we say, where would they stay if there is no place to stay? So I really don't want to fall into this debate because it's unending. Unlawful thing is unlawful thing. So when they are selling works which should not be sold, it is illegal, period. Now what they should do, how they should manage is really not my prerogative. So it's like simply saying I cannot study, I cannot read, I cannot work hard, and I still need to be supported, I need to buy a BMW. Excuse me, we can't do that. So if you are active in unlawful things, if you are doing something illegal, then that has to be stopped. Now what is to be done is the part wherein society comes into picture. Maybe some NGOs would come into picture saying, can we rehabilitate such people?